If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast. The man who has begun to live more seriously within begins to live more simply without. I love sleep. My life has the tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know? Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. All my life, I've looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. If a writer knows enough about what he is writing about, he may omit things that he knows. The dignity of movement of an iceberg is due to only 1/9 of it being above water. I'm not going to get into the ring with Tolstoy. All modern American literature comes from one book by Mark Twain called Huckleberry Finn. It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think you were born that way. All our words from loose using have lost their edge. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly. Sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. A man's got to take a lot of punishment to write a really funny book. Never confuse movement with action. There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. Pounds crazy, all poets are. They have to be. You don't put a poet like Pound in the loony bin. Once writing has become your major vice and greatest pleasure, only death can stop it. I don't like to write like God. It is only because you never do it, though, that the critics think you can't do it. For a long time, now I have tried simply to write the best I can. Sometimes I have good luck and write better than I can. Forget your personal tragedy. We are all bitched from the start, and you especially have to be hurt like hell before you can write seriously. But when you get the damned hurt, use it, don't cheat with it. Prose is architecture, not interior decoration, and the Baroque is over. Man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won, for defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. Wars are caused by undefended wealth. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. For a war to be, just 3 conditions are necessary: public authority, just cause, right motive. Never go on trips with anyone you do not love. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people, not characters. A character is a caricature. Hesitation increases in relation to risk in equal proportion to age. That terrible mood of depression of whether it's any good or not is what is known as the artist's reward. Cowardice is almost always simply a lack of ability to suspend functioning of the imagination. I like to listen. I have learned a great deal from listening carefully. Most people never listen. You're beautiful, like a mayfly. Time is the least thing we have of. That is what we are supposed to do when we are at our best. Make it all up, but make it up so truly that later it will happen that way. I love to go to the zoo, but not on Sunday. I don't like to see the people making fun of the animals when it should be the other way around. We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes a master. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. Why should anybody be interested in some old man who was a failure? All good books have one thing in common: they are truer than if they had really happened. There are events which are so great that if a writer has participated in them, his obligation is to write truly rather than assume the presumption of altering them with invention. An intelligent man is sometimes forced to be drunk to spend time with his fools. Courage is grace under pressure. There is no friend as loyal as a book. I know only that what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. When I have an idea, I turn down the flame as if it were a little alcohol stove, as low as it will go, then it explodes, and that is my idea. Fear of death increases in exact proportion to increase in wealth. All things truly wicked start from innocence.